Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday morning. Back out here in the shop for a few minutes. I'm going to work on a couple things here. We went down this morning, June and I rode down this morning in the 55 to get the fuel line for the dump truck that I had dropped off yesterday. And oh, tried to explain to Mark down there, the owner at A1 Auto Parts, that June won't mess with dog biscuits. It's got to be deluxe creme de la creme for her to mess with it, but he didn't listen. I'll show you what happened. We got our fuel line though. Fuel line. Found me a new magnet for my toolbox because I'm always needing that. Oh, stay here, June.
Look at them chops. She's standing up on her hind legs.
I know, but listen, she won't eat it. She wants it, right? She's got it in her yak. Okay. Now she's gonna lay it right there, stare at it, and leave it.
No, what? What's the deal?
I told you. Now she'll probably pick it up and take it out in the 55, crunch on it a couple times, make some crumbs, slobber on it a little bit, and then leave it for me.
You're funny.
If it ain't chicken fries or hamburger or something like that.
No.
See?
Yeah, I see that. That's pretty good. I'm usually. She's like, do I need to do some stuff here?
See? She won't screw with it.
That's funny.
If it ain't deluxe, she don't want it. She's spoiled.
You get that biscuit.
She's spoiled rotten.
I guess so.
Look at her.
Which store we going out?
She's got it in her mouth, but she won't eat it. Now she's gonna take it out there in the 50.
I watched a video of that getting eaten in the back of that car.
Yeah, she's gonna take it out there in the 55s and drool all over it and make a big crumb mess.
Thanks,
and it's
Bill.
gonna be your fault, Mark.
It'll be my fault. That's all right. That's all right.
All right, we'll see you.
See ya.
Come on, let's go see if I'm right. I just about guarantee you, if it makes it into the car, it's going to be a slobber mess inside. Huh. Come on. Come on. Ah, see? I knew it. You left it for the coons. Get back. See, you put on a big show. You gotta have it. You gotta have it. And I know you ain't gonna eat it. At least it didn't make it in the car. At least you didn't make a mess out of it in here. We're home, girl. That dog's spoiled rotten. So we got back here and my brother showed up here and we ran up to Johnstown, got that fuel line put on the dump truck, and boy, I found a mess up there. I got the Piper Perry special put to me when I found out it had rained up there last night. Total mess. Well, not only did I get shafted yesterday on this damn fuel leak, look at this god dang mess. It rained last night. All that damn pulverized topsoil I graded out. Sopping wet, can't get on top of it, can't grade it, can't do shit with it. It's gonna have to dry out. And now it's too damn wet to back in there to dump any more topsoil today. I might be able to bring one more load up here and dump it on the edge, but now I gotta bring some more topsoil to fix what's screwed up last night in this damn rain. which that was going to happen regardless. Jeez crackers. Can't win for losing. Holy sheep shit, girl. We got her running. That's a miracle. Well, I thought it was going to fight me a lot worse than that. Literally fired right up, shook and spit some soot out, shut off, but fired it up the second time. It fired right up, now it's running. We're in there, baby. Looky here. We're ready to go. We're ready for action.
Should be fine.
You think you got it?
Yeah.
All right. Send a bill to Vicky. Addressed to Big Enos Burdette. So anyway, we're back at the shop. Too wet to work up there today, but I do have something here I can do. I had a young man yesterday ask a question on a forum on Facebook about a broken piston out of his small block Chevy. It was a boosted application. It had lifted the top ringland, and he was asking for suggestions as to why this may have happened. And I feel by looking at the picture, it was clearly caused by detonation. What caused the detonation though? Was it too lean? Was it too rich? Did he have too much timing in it? There's a lot of different comments, and I don't feel like any of them were really helpful to this young man because they were kind of all over the place. And it seems to me like people want to be an expert on the internet, right? And everybody, I mean, you get one guy that says one thing and then there's 30 people that chime in there and say the same thing because it sounds like it's probably the problem. Whether it is or not, or whether they even know, it's hard to tell. But it gives me an opportunity, and it gave me the idea to do this little short tech video today on ignition timing. And in this case, we're going to discuss a boosted small block Chevrolet on E85, on ethanol. So let's get started. So in this particular case, the young man had a E85 small block Chevy boosted, and he had mentioned in the discussion, or in the post, that he was on E70. E70 means ethanol 70%, 30% is 87 octane pump gas. Generally, the only place you're going to get E70 is out of a standard fuel pump someplace at a station. So it gives me the idea to discuss this with you guys today. Why is there even pump gas in E85? Okay, there's pump gas in it to help light the fire. It's like the kindling for a campfire. You start the campfire with something that lights easy, and then the heat comes from the big logs that are harder to light, okay? And that's the same thing with E85. The pump gas, the 10 or 15 or 30% of the fuel blend that's pump gas, the 87 octane, that's kindling. It starts the fire. Now, it starts the fire because it burns very fast. It's easy to light and it burns very quick. The problem is when you put 87 octane pump gas in ethanol and then you put it in a high horsepower, in this case a boosted small block Chevy, you run into some problems. First being that the small block Chevy in itself has a fairly inefficient combustion chamber, and it generally takes more ignition timing than, say, a small block Ford or an LS engine, because their cylinder heads are a little bit more efficient. The combustion chamber is more efficient and usually smaller, but that's another story. For right now, we're going to concentrate on small block Chevy. But first, before we get into ignition timing, I need you guys to understand the idea that burn rates in different fuels are going to result in a different initial ignition timing for your engine to run properly. And I want to explain to you what happens when you light that fire too early in the combustion chamber. All right, so this is Tommy's 415 small block out of his S10. Just so happens I've got it sitting here on an engine stand. I've gone ahead and rotated the crankshaft and lined up 36 degrees with the timing pointer, okay? You can see that silver mark, that indicates 36 degrees. Timing pointer's lined up. This is where we generally set our ignition timing. In other words, this is where we set the distributor up so that it fires number one spark plug at 36 degrees before top dead center on number one cylinder. Well, look how far the piston is down in the bore at 36 degrees before top dead center. What this means is we are lighting the fire in the combustion chamber as the piston is still coming up in the bore. And the reason we do that is because it takes time for the combustion process to occur. What we are after is the spike in combustion chamber pressure, the explosion, if you will, to occur after top dead center. We would really like for it to happen at about 10 degrees after top dead center. In other words, after the piston has come up as far as it's going to go and it starts to now travel back down the bore, that's when you want the spike in combustion pressure to happen. If you light that fire too early and that combustion pressure spike occurs before top dead center, at top dead center, or within, I'd say, 5 degrees after top dead center, that's basically like playing whack-a-mole at the arcade, okay? You ever played whack-a-mole at the arcade, maybe Chuck E. Cheese's? The little gopher sticks his head up and you're supposed to smash it with a mallet. And the most fun thing is to smash that turkey just as his head's just coming up top dead center and you smash him and you get the most points. Well, that's what you're doing with detonation, okay? Only you don't want those points. you don't want to smash your pistons with a mallet. What happens is if you light the fuel too early and that combustion pressure spike happens too early, you're literally destroying your engine. You're knocking the rod bearings out of it, you're knocking the wrist pins out of it, you're cracking the pistons, you're collapsing piston skirts, lifting ring lands, breaking ring lands, breaking compression rings, blowing head gaskets. Everything that's no good happens if you light that fire too early. Now, in order for you to set your ignition timing where it needs to be set, to light this air-fuel mixture at the correct time for the combustion pressure spike to occur at 10 degrees after top dead center, in order for you to do this, you have to understand all the ingredients of the combustion process, of the air-fuel mixture that you are trying to burn. And there are many variables. Okay? Deck height, your burn rate of the fuel that you're trying to burn, the specific gravity of the fuel that you're trying to burn, the temperature of the air-fuel mixture as it enters the air, or as it enters the combustion chamber, the compression ratio, the shape of the piston, the shape of the combustion chamber, the air inlet temperature. All of these things are ingredients in this cake that you're trying to bake at just the right time. If you don't fully understand all the ingredients and all the variables that go into the combustion process and burning the fuel that you're trying to use, it's like playing Russian roulette with your wallet. Because you can and you will destroy the highest quality engine parts. I don't care who made the pistons, I don't care who made the rings. You can buy $1,000 set of diamond pistons, and if you don't understand what I'm talking about in this video, you can destroy a set of diamond $1,000 set of pistons or $1,500 set of coated pistons. You can destroy them just as quickly as a set of old Keith Blacks. Okay? The dollar figure associated with the parts you buy may reflect quality, but it doesn't mean they're indestructible. So it's important that you guys understand some of this stuff, okay? Let me show you a couple things on Billy's truck. Well, this is Billy's twin turbo small block 406. It's 13.5 to 1 compression with twin 76 millimeter precision turbos. Now everybody knows we had a little bit of trouble with this truck for the last 2 years. We were consistently tearing up head gaskets and having some problems with wrist pins and this, that, and the other. We had to learn the hard way the information that I'm teaching you today or explaining to you today. Now, we're sponsored by Stinger Race Fuels, and the gentleman that we deal with at Stinger is an extremely knowledgeable person about fuels and burn rates and specific gravity and all that stuff. His name's Jason Goodman, and he works for Ensinger Performance. And at some point this winter, I am going to travel to Delaware, where he's from, and get together with Jason and do a video with him explaining specific gravity and burn rates of fuels. And he is much more knowledgeable about this stuff than I am. He is extremely detail oriented with racing fuel. And we are very, very fortunate to be dealing with Jason at Ensinger. And he's taught me a considerable amount about what we're doing and what we're doing wrong. And he's helped us a tremendous amount. So look forward to that in the future. I'm gonna have to get off here. I got more work to do, and I got some things I need to get taken care of this afternoon. Hopefully you guys found some of the information in this video worthwhile. Hopefully it starts the ball rolling on some of you guys to investigate what it is that you're doing and how you're doing it, and maybe look into some different topics that maybe you haven't thought of before, as far as burn rates and how cylinder pressure and cylinder temperatures and air intake temperatures and those things affect the combustion process. Because it's, I mean, these engines are on the ragged edge. We run these things on the ragged edge, and in all honesty, it doesn't take much to really upset the apple cart and cause some major problems. You know, something as simple as a water pump electrical connection failing mid-pass, and the deck temperature on the block and the cylinder head gets too hot and causes pre-ignition or the combustion spike in pressure to happen too early due to an increase in block temperature and cylinder head temperature. The little teeny tiny details are what makes or breaks a racing program and the performance of an engine and the longevity of the engine. So some important things for you guys to think of, think about, investigate, dig into. If you have questions or comments, leave them in there in the comments section. If you're trying to tell me I'm dumb, don't bother. I already know that. You're not going to tell me anything I don't already know about myself. Maybe I'm not right. Maybe some of this information isn't exactly explained the way someone should explain it. I'm just a dumb hillbilly ditch digger. Probably worth what you paid for it. Have a good day, guys.